Please welcome our festival father, our festival cowboy, cosmic cowboy. We love him, you love him. Let's hear it for Peter Rowen.
Thank you, Beth. It's really a great reunion here. I've been to a few reunions here and there, but this really feels like this is the real deal, reunion. So happy to be with you, happy to see you folks, and sun go down. Cause I'm lonesome, lonesome, when my good gal ain't around. And the moon is sinking low. All the night birds are crying, and that moon is sinking low. But my baby's not around, and I don't know where she's gone. She told me she loved me long time ago. My baby said she loved me such a long time ago. And I miss my darling. Gotta let her know. Hey, yeah. I don't know where she's gone. Thank you. When I was a teenage boy, too young to go into bars. There was only two or three places up around old Boston, Massachusetts that I could get into. I was 14 years old, and my mother took me to the MTA. That's like the subway system. And I went in town to Boston, and I went to this little club called the Golden Vanity. And there were two guys there, Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. Roxy's my pillow, cold ground my bed, blue sky my blanket, moonlight my spread. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. You ever been down? You know how I feel. Feel like an engine, ain't got no driving wheel. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Really rocks have been my pillow. The cold ground has even been my bed. The blue sky's been my blanket. The moonlight's been my spread. I work all summer, slave all the fall. Spend my Christmas in my overalls. I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. Where the rocks have been my pillow, cold ground has even been my bed. The blue sky's been my blanket. The moonlight's been my spread. Sonny Terry would go, I'm not ashamed, ain't that news? I've been living with the blues. hearing those guys really kind of started me really appreciating the roots of the musics that we were loving at the time. Because I didn't realize that where some of that music was coming from until some people kind of hit me to it, you know what I'm saying? Like this tune here, I didn't realize what it came from. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave me, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. When Cupid shot his dart, he shot it at your heart. So if we ever part, then I'll leave you. You say you love me, baby, but still you tell me, baby, that someday, well, I'll be blue. Well, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day when you make me cry. You say you're gonna leave me, you know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. Well, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Ooh, that'll be the day. Well, if you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy. My Peggy Sue, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, oh how my heart yearns for you. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Well, I love you, gal, I want you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. I love you, gal, I want you, Peggy Sue. Well, I love you, gal, I want you, Peggy Sue. Good days of good music. Shoulda, 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 held you tight, and I want you to know I love you so. In the still of the night, in the still of the night, I remember that night in June. Our hearts were happy too, and I held you, and I love you, to keep our hearts together. So before I go, I want you to know that I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go in the still of the night. Shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido, shodo, shobido. In the still of the night, in the still of the night. Yeah, I was called, first guitar player I ever sat down and played anything with was a man named Josh White from Greenville, South Carolina. And Josh was one of the best blues guitarists of the whole era. He was big in the 30s and the 40s, and then he went up to New York City and got involved with Woody Guthrie and Cisco Houston, all those folks. And during the McCarthy era, he got heavily busted. And the night before he went to D.C., he called Pete Seeger and said, "Pete, they got me." And Pete said, "Josh, do what you have to do." And unfortunately, Josh lost credibility during the folk music years of the 60s because he was considered a sort of a turncoat. But he was entrapped, heavily entrapped by the McCarthy House Un-American Activities investigations. So I'd like to do a song for Josh and for his son, Josh Jr. I want to play you this one here. I think I can do it all the way through. I asked Josh, I said, "How do you play without looking at the guitar?" He said, "Well, you go in your bedroom, you take your guitar out, you sit down on the bed, you turn out all the lights." I said, "That's it?" He said, "That's it." So there you go, if you want to know. See, I lost some guitar here. Oh, now we got it. How about it for the sound crew, huh? The old Suwannee is... Trouble in mind, I'm blue, but I won't be blue always. That sun gonna shine in the back door. but I won't be blue always. That sun gonna shine
Hi there.
in my back door someday.
Say good things. Yeah. Don't forget.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank
So, I had a little rock and roll band in those days called the Cupids. And we did a lot of this material, we did a lot of Buddy Holly stuff. And we did, of course, you know, the wonderful Richie Valens, you know. Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh. Yeah, sing that with me. Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, and keep singing out. Oh, I had a girl, Donna was her name. Since she left me, I haven't been the same, for I love that girl. Donna was her name. Oh, Donna, Donna the buffalo. They play the songs, Donna the buffalo. We love to dance along, and I love my girl. Donna was her name. Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, Donna the buffalo on the Suwannee River Park. Donna the buffalo. When it gets dark, we will dance all night. Donna was her name. Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, Donna the buffalo. So here's my little rock and roll number I wrote. I met a guy named Crazy Joe. Said, now Joe, where is it we go? He said, come on, can move your legs and get ready to roll down to the station. We could rock and roll. Well, Crazy Joe, rocking on the corner. Crazy Joe, with his band that plays his morning. Well, he rocks all night up until the dawning. Just because Joe didn't go to school, his parents made objections that this could be overruled. They gave Joe a thing much too cruel. They sent Joe off to night school. Well, Crazy Joe, rocking on the corner. Crazy Joe, with his band that plays his morning. Well, he rocks all night up until the dawning. Crazy Joe, Crazy Joe, Crazy Joe, Crazy Joe. Well, he rocks all night up until the dawning. The boys began to laugh and the girls began to cry. See, the teenage population was going wild. Joe stepped in and said, now kids, don't be blue. The principal of the school loves rock and roll too. Well, Crazy Joe, rocking on the corner. Crazy Joe, with his band that plays the morning. Well, he rocks all night up until the morning. Well, Crazy Joe, ooh, Crazy Joe, ooh, Crazy Joe, ooh, Crazy Joe. Thank you, folks. That was a little trip down my memory lane. It's one of those. one of those wormholes in my brain, old memory lane, you know. Well, I'd like to invite a friend of mine up on stage here to kind of get into a little different groove. Please make welcome Mr. Ronnie McCurry. Yeah. And it's always a true reunion when you get to do a little joining together and some picking. Is this microphone on? You'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, down on the banks of the Ohio. I took her by her little white hand, led her down where the waters ran. I picked her up, I threw her in, watched her as she floated down. Only say that you'll be mine, yeah. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, down on the banks of the Ohio. Next morning, 4:30, the sheriff and men knocked at my door, said, "Young man, come now and go down to the banks of the Ohio." Here we go. Only say that you'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, down on the banks of the Ohio. Say that you'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, down on the banks of the Ohio. Ronnie, how you doing, buddy?
How you, Pete?
I'm doing all right now. Now I'm all right. I was lonesome up here for you, man.
Yes, sir.
I was feeling mighty lonesome. So, should we play a lonesome tune here? Or?
Might as well.
All right, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we're gonna mess around with some old timers here.
Lost all my money but a $2 bill. $2 bill, boys, $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. Out in the east and it looks like rain. Looks like rain, boys, looks like rain. Out in the east and it looks like rain. I'm on my long journey home. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. $2 bill, boys, $2 bill. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home. Homesick and lonesome, feeling kinda blue. Feeling kinda blue, boys, feeling kinda blue. Homesick and lonesome, feeling kinda blue. I'm on my long journey home. Lost all my money but a $2 bill. $2 bill, boys, $2 bill. I lost all my money but a $2 bill. I'm on my long journey home.
When I was a bluegrass boy, Ronnie, I believe I followed your dad as a guitar player for Bill Monroe. I listened closely to what Del was doing, and man, I thought he was putting the runs in so beautiful, you know. It really raised the bar there. And then we wanted to say that a few of the people that preceded us was Jack Cook on the guitar before he went with Ralph Stanley. Jack recorded an album called Knee Deep in Bluegrass, Don Stover on the 5-string banjo. And they did Sally Joe, a bunch of great tunes. Although I believe that was Doug Kershaw played guitar on Sally Joe. Yeah, so, you know, Bill was entertaining as well as an entertainer. He would entertain a lot of folks to come play with him. He was the only mixed black and white act on the Grand Ole Opry. He had DeFord Bailey playing harmonica with the Bluegrass Boys.
That's right.
And I'll tell you a little story. Thinking about Bill and his relationships with people, some of the boys who was traveling with him in the late 80s, they finished out in California, they were coming back, they came through Las Vegas, and they saw a sign up there and it said, appearing tonight, you know, at Caesars, Ray Charles. And of course, Bill is sitting there in the shotgun seat and he's just playing solitaire. You know, he licks his finger, he pulls off a card, he lays it down. He licks his finger, pulls off a card, lays it down. And they go, well, look at there, Bill. Ray Charles is playing in town. I'd like to see old Ray. Lays the card down. Didn't seem like much, but when you work with Bill, when he says something like that, you better pay attention. So they went, like, they stopped at Caesars, they got tickets, first class, they treated Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, they all came in, they were sitting at a table in the front row, and of course Ray couldn't see them. They're sitting at a table at the front row, and they all had their cowboy hats, you know, piled one on top of the other, like, you know, on the floor and on the table and stuff. They were really dressed, and after the show they went back to Bill wanted to say hello to Ray Charles, and they're in the back of the hallway of Caesars and in Las Vegas, and here comes Ray with his handlers down the hallway, and there's Bill with all the Bluegrass Boys, and Bill stops and he pulls off his hat and he stands here and goes, "Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining," and Ray busts loose from his handlers and comes running up like a flying bear hug with Bill. And said, "Bill, I would never forget that. I'd remember that voice if ever I heard it anywhere in the world." Well, the backstory to that is that Bill Monroe took the young Ray Charles out as an opening act on his early shows with the Everly Brothers. Yeah. And they hauled Ray's piano around. So there you go. You know, that's speaking of a Blue Moon of Kentucky, you know, there's another funny story. I heard an English journalist ask Bill, "Mr. Monroe, did you not feel that Elvis Presley sort of dirtied your bluegrass song by making it rock and roll Blue Moon of Kentucky? Was that tainted? Did Elvis taint your song?" And Bill goes, "No, sir. Them were powerful checks." Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and left me blue. It was on a moonlight night, the stars shining bright. They whispered from on high, your lover said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye. It was on a moonlight night, the stars shining bright. They whispered from on high, your lover said goodbye. Blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, blue moon, keep shining down. Blue moon of Kentucky, won't you keep on shining? Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye. All right. You know, there used to be an owl that would fly through here. We'd like to dedicate this song to that owl. And by extension to the man that I wrote The Raven with, Mr. Warren Weldon, who's up there in Alaska.
waltz away. Oh, the long steel rail and the short cross tie. I'm on my way back home. In the pines, where the sun never shines, and we shiver when the cold wind blows. o'clock, and the cab passed by at night. In the pines, where the sun never shines, and we shiver when the cold wind blows. Ooh.
of whirling around in my head, you know. And I was with Bill Monroe. I joined him in October of '64, and we went out on the road soon after that. And about March '65, we were headed out of Nashville in the old bus we had there. Bill had called the Bluegrass Breakdown, the old bus, and we were headed north to Bean Blossom, Indiana, home of the Brown County Jamboree. And well, true to life, the Bluegrass Breakdown lived up to its name, and we were stranded in a place up there near Horse Caves, Kentucky. And I know there's some folks here from up in Horse Caves area, although they're afraid to admit it. But I was standing outside the bus, watching the sunrise over the mountains to the east, and here comes Bill, kind of floating up to me. I don't think his feet ever really touched the ground, Ronnie, you know what I mean? He was kind of ethereal, sort of a guy. Earthy, but ethereal. And he said, "Listen good to this, Pete, and don't you forget it." He sang this melody, and we wrote this tune together. And it's called "The Walls of Time." Sorry. So it was another tune. The wind is blowing across the mountain and down o'er the valley way below. It sweeps the grave of my darling. When I die, that's where I long to go. Lord, send the angels for my darling and take her to that home on high. I'll wait my time out here on earth, love, and come to you when I die. Our names are carved up on the tombstone. I promised you before you died. Our love will bloom forever, darling, when we rest side by side. Lord, send the angels for my darling and take her to that home on high. I'll wait my time out here on earth, love, and come to you when I die. I hear a voice out in the darkness. Well, it molds and whispers through the pine. I know it's my sweetheart calling. I hear her through the walls of time. Lord, send the angels for my darling and take her to that home on high. I'll wait my time out here on earth, love, and come to you when I die. Lord, send the angels for my darling and take her to that home on high. I'll wait my time out here on earth, love, and come to you. When I Thank you so much, folks. Thank you, Ronnie McCurry. I know his dad. Oh, we all know him, Mr. Del McCurry, the greatest out there right now. Well, this is a song that the guy named Jerome Garcia told me I should take and play for Marmaduke. Thank you, folks, and we'll be around. I'll see you tomorrow for sure. Panama red, Panama red. He'll steal your woman, then he'll rob your head. Panama red, Panama red. On his white horse, Mescalito, he come breezing through town. Bet your woman's up in bed with old Panama red. The judge don't know when Red's in town. He keeps well hidden underground. Everybody's acting lazy, falling out and hanging around. My woman said, hey Pedro, you acting crazy like a clown. Nobody feels like working. Panama Red is back in town. Panama Red, Panama Red. He'll steal your woman, then he'll rob your head. Panama Red, Panama Red. Mescalito, he come breezing through town. Bet your woman's up in bed with old Panama Red. Pick it, Panama. Appreciate it.